What do you do when overnight a global pandemic plunges the organization you lead into uncertainty? Welcome to the pivot. Hi, I'm Jen Devor, Civic Impact Manager for the Economy League of Greater Philadelphia, an independent nonprofit think and do tank focused on solving our region's civic challenges. The world as we know it has been turned upside down. At the Economy League, we've challenged ourselves as a team to create content that can help Philadelphia's civic community navigate this crisis. The Pivot is our new web series highlighting Philadelphia area leaders executing innovative organizational pivots in response to COVID-19. There is no playbook, there are no best practices, so this series is meant to inspire innovation and collaboration as we figure this out together. Welcome to the Pivot. So before we begin, I just want to tell you a little bit more about me and my experience. I have over a decade of experience in nonprofit leadership, working at organizations focused on economic development, such as the Sustainable Business Network and Campus Philly. I also have a strong background in civic engagement. I'm a block captain, a community organizer, and a former political candidate. My approach to my work has always been balanced between big picture issues with block by block solutions. And I just started at the Economy League maybe just under 2 months ago. Of course, it's been a really interesting time to start a new job. Since we've started working remotely, we've been challenging ourselves to adapt to the constantly changing environment in light of this global pandemic, which every time I say or type global pandemic, it gives me chills. So in a way, the pivot is our own pivot to the work that we do while still remaining a leading voice and a resource to our stakeholders. So today, my first guest is Nick Frontino, Managing Director of the Economy League. We're going to talk about why we're creating this series, The Pivot, and how it relates back to our own mission as we face our own pivots. So Nick, welcome to the show. First, let me ask you, how are you doing?
Hi, Jen. I am excited. I'm honored to be your first guest on this series here. And then I guess bigger picture, I'm doing just about as well as can be expected, right? Both personally and professionally, like just about everyone, I'm seeing things I never expected to see. But, trying to work as quickly and as thoughtfully as possible to keep the Economy League both relevant and helpful during these times.
Absolutely, and it's important work to do for sure. So Nick, you've been at the Economy League a little bit longer than I have, over a decade. Can you tell us a little bit more about the organization?
Sure. We are an independent nonprofit based here in Philly. We've been around for a long time. We're actually celebrating our 111th anniversary this year in 2020. We like to call ourselves the region's think and do tank. So we're a source of independent research and analysis for the region. And we're also a hub for local businesses, nonprofits, and government to advance shared solutions to civic challenges here in the Philly area. And, a lot of what we're thinking about now, like a lot of folks, is how do we maintain laser focus on our organizational goals, but adapt the way that we work toward them in a way that can both meet the new normal we're experiencing amid this pandemic, but also be sustainable over the long term.
Yeah, and I think the sustainability or the long-term effect of these pivots is the element that's going to be most interesting and stand out for a lot of our viewers. So can you talk a little bit more about how the Economy League is approaching this?
Sure. Well, our North Star, kind of our mission as an organization, is focused on fostering inclusive growth for communities across the Philadelphia area. And one of the big strategic ways we're trying to do that is to make more space for innovation and experimentation in the civic realm here in the Philly area. And this is the spirit of the new Impact Labs line of programs that we're launching, but COVID's put a whole new spin on things.
Absolutely. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Talk about Impact Labs, which also, full disclosure, is the department I work under, and talk about how COVID is affecting it.
Sure. Well, Impact Labs at its core is about surfacing and supporting community-led solutions to civic challenges. Right? We tested this out last year with a program called the Full City Challenge, which was a rapid incubator for social ventures focused on addressing food insecurity. And we're in the process of launching our next challenge, as you well know. This is what you've been spending a lot of your time on, but we're being forced to rethink how we engage community in a world where social distancing is the norm.
Yeah, and I think that's so important. I mean, we talk a lot about equity concerns in our work in general, but also in this new world of remote working, in online learning, digital engagement. So it's really important to consider that aspect.
Yeah, I'm really concerned that this pandemic is going to exacerbate existing inequality and differential access. Another big strategic goal of ours at the Economy League is to try and expand the networks of civic participation here in Philly. It's my opinion that we do have some kind of closed networks that have come to define our civic realm, and we need to find ways to bring more people into conversations about how to address our challenges. But with like the skyrocketing usage of remote work and video conferencing basically overnight, there are real implications about who can participate, based on who has access and the kind of know-how to use these digital tools.
Yeah,
We're scrambling.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're scrambling to figure out how we can alleviate or transcend at least some of the barriers to this virtual remote participation. And, we're hoping that what we put in place today will both meet that immediate need, but also serve us well in the long run. And, this is all happening in real time. We're figuring it out as we go and hope to share with and learn from other leaders who are shifting plans in response to this unprecedented crisis.
Yeah, no, and that's what the pivot's all about, right? How do you change in real time the way you achieve your goals and pivot to the new normal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited that, you came up with this idea and that the pivot's going to help us showcase and reach new audiences. And hopefully you'll invite me back in a couple weeks once we've figured out more details of how we're going to be pivoting our work.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much for being our first guest. We'd love to have you back and to see where things develop.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, we appreciate you having you on here. So that's it. That's the first episode of the Pivot. We're going to be hearing from leaders across sectors in education, tech, workforce development, and more over the next few weeks to hear how they're pivoting. If you have a pivot of your own, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach out at pivot@economyleague.org over email. We're going to be producing these episodes and sharing them out in our newsletter, on social media, at Economy League on Twitter and on LinkedIn, and then they'll live on our website at economyleague.org. So we hope that you continue to tune in, subscribe, and follow us. Thank you all so much for viewing, and we hope that you are healthy and home. Thanks so much. See you soon.